Your cat is aging. You know this, but lately something's shifted. They're not as interactive. They sleep more. Maybe they're getting a little forgetful, a little distant, and you think, that's just what happens. Cats get old. So you accept it. You adjust. You love them anyway. But here's what most owners don't realize. Behavior changes in older cats aren't random. They're not just getting old. They're communication. And some of the most subtle behavior shifts in senior cats are actually red flags for serious, treatable medical conditions. The difference between noticing these changes and missing them could literally be years of your cat's life. Today at CreatureCode, we're decoding 7 behavior changes that senior cat owners dismiss as normal aging, but actually warrant a vet visit immediately. And here's the critical part. The final behavior change on this list is so commonly attributed to just being old that vets see it almost every single day in senior cats. But when it's caught early, it's one of the most treatable conditions in feline medicine. Let's decode them. Your senior cat is meowing more, or their meow has changed. It sounds different, almost hoarse or strained. You think, they're just being chatty in their old age. Here's what's actually happening. This is one of the earliest signs of cognitive dysfunction, hyperthyroidism, or pain. A 2021 study in the Journal of Feline Medicine and Surgery found that increased vocalization in senior cats, ages 10+, was present in 87% of cats with hyperthyroidism and 76% of cats with cognitive dysfunction. Yet owners attributed it to personality in 68% of cases. But there's something deeper. A change in the quality of the meow, rougher, hoarser, strained, can indicate pain, laryngeal issues, or neurological changes. Here's why owners miss this. They think their cat is just more talkative now. But to your cat, they might be desperately trying to tell you something hurts. In cats, vocalization is often a last resort. They've already tried silent communication. When they resort to sound, especially change sound, something is wrong. The reality? If your senior cat's vocalization increases suddenly or their meow changes quality, this isn't personality. This is your cat raising their voice because the normal methods aren't working. Schedule a vet visit within a week. And that's just the obvious one. But some of the most dangerous behavior changes are the quiet ones. Your senior cat has always been fastidious, perfectly consistent with their litter box. Then suddenly they're missing, or avoiding it entirely, or going in it but also outside it. You assume they're getting forgetful, or they don't like the litter anymore. Here's what's actually happening. This is a red flag for multiple serious conditions: urinary tract infection, kidney disease, diabetes, cognitive dysfunction, or arthritis pain making the box uncomfortable. A 2019 study in veterinary clinics of North America found that litter box avoidance in senior cats was the presenting symptom in 64% of cats with undiagnosed kidney disease, 58% of cats with diabetes, and 71% of cats with arthritis. But here's the critical misunderstanding. When a cat stops using the litter box consistently, they're not being stubborn or forgetful. They're communicating pain or physical dysfunction. If it's arthritis, the box is painful to enter. If it's kidney disease, they're urinating more frequently and can't always make it. If it's cognitive dysfunction, they've forgotten where it is. The mistake. Owners think it's a behavioral issue and don't investigate medically. The urgency. Any sudden change in litter box habits in a senior cat warrants a vet visit within 3 to 5 days. This is not personality. This is your cat's body telling you something is failing. Your cat walks into a room and seems confused. They stare at the wall. They forget where their food bowl is. They get lost in the house they've lived in for years. You think, they're just getting a little senile. That's normal. This is cognitive dysfunction, the feline equivalent of dementia. And while it's age-related, it's also progressive and manageable if caught early. A 2020 study in Current Biology found that early cognitive dysfunction in cats was reversible or significantly slowed with early intervention, medication, environmental modifications, enrichment. But cats diagnosed late showed rapid decline. Here's what most owners miss. Disorientation isn't inevitable aging. It's a medical condition with a name and a treatment protocol. Early signs include getting confused about where things are, staring at walls or corners, seeming lost in familiar spaces, forgetting established routines. The intervention window. If your senior cat shows disorientation, you have a narrow window, usually 2 to 3 months, where early treatment can make a measurable difference. After that, the decline accelerates. Don't assume it's just aging. Get a vet evaluation within 1 week. Your senior cat used to sleep 16 hours a day. Normal cat behavior. But now they're sleeping 22 plus hours, barely moving, barely eating. Or the opposite. They're pacing at night, unable to settle, agitated when they used to be calm. You think, they're just more tired/more restless. That's aging. Here's what's actually true. Dramatic shifts in sleep patterns are red flags for pain, cognitive dysfunction, hyperthyroidism, or systemic illness. A 2018 study in applied animal behavior science found that extreme increases or decreases in sleep time in senior cats were correlated with underlying medical conditions in 89% of cases. Yet owners attributed it to normal aging in 76% of cases. The key word is change. Your cat maintaining 16 hours of sleep is normal. But sudden increases to 22 plus hours or sudden nighttime restlessness is not normal aging. It's your cat's body signaling distress. Excessive sleeping can indicate pain, they sleep to avoid it, depression, or systemic illness. Nighttime restlessness can indicate cognitive dysfunction, pain, or neurological changes. The timing? If your senior cat's sleep pattern shifts dramatically within a 1 to 2 week period, this warrants a vet visit within 5 days. Changes this rapid are rarely just aging. Your senior cat suddenly loses interest in food they've loved for years. Or they become obsessed with eating, constantly hungry, but losing weight. Or they start eating things they never ate before, seeking out odd textures or tastes. You assume their tastes are changing or they're just not as hungry anymore. Here's what's actually happening. Appetite changes in senior cats are some of the most reliable indicators of medical issues. Decreased appetite can indicate kidney disease, dental disease, pain, or cancer. Increased appetite with weight loss is classic hyperthyroidism. Unusual cravings can indicate anemia or nutritional deficiencies. A 2021 study in Veterinary Medicine International found that appetite changes in senior cats were the presenting symptom in 82% of cats with undiagnosed kidney disease, 75% with hyperthyroidism, and 68% with diabetes. Here's the danger. Owners think their cat is just getting pickier, so they change food brands or add appetizers. They're masking the symptom without addressing the cause. The investigation, any significant appetite change in a senior cat, whether increasing or decreasing, whether with weight loss or gain, warrants a vet visit within 1 week. This isn't pickiness. This is your cat's metabolism telling you something's off. If this is making you look at your senior cat differently, hit subscribe right now. Because at CreatureCode, we're not just explaining behavior, we're decoding the medical language your cat is speaking through their body. And in senior cats, that language can mean the difference between catching something treatable and missing your window. Your sweet, gentle senior cat suddenly snaps at you. Or they become irritable, aggressive toward other pets, or reactive to touch. This is completely out of character. You think, they're grumpy in their old age. Here's what's actually true. Sudden aggression or irritability in senior cats is a red flag for pain, cognitive dysfunction, or hyperthyroidism, conditions that make cats irritable because they're suffering. A cat who's aggressive isn't being mean. They're being defensive about pain. A 2019 study in behavioral processes found that senior cats who developed sudden aggression or irritability showed pain markers in 78% of cases. But in 64% of those cases, the pain wasn't obvious or external. It was internal arthritis, dental disease, organ dysfunction. The mechanism is neurological. Pain changes mood. Cognitive dysfunction makes cats anxious and defensive. Hyperthyroidism creates irritability at the neural level. Your cat isn't turning mean. Their brain chemistry is changing. The connection? Any sudden aggression or personality shift in a senior cat should prompt a vet visit within 3 to 5 days. This isn't personality decline. This is your cat's body signaling distress through behavioral change. Your senior cat's coat used to be pristine. They were meticulous. Now it's matted, greasy, unkempt, and they've stopped grooming themselves. You think, they're just getting lazy in their old age. This is the one. The behavior change so commonly dismissed as just getting old that vets see it daily. And it's one of the most treatable conditions if caught early. Decreased grooming with coat deterioration is classic hyperthyroidism. An overactive thyroid that's literally consuming their body from the inside out while their behavior reflects the internal chaos. But it can also indicate pain, arthritis, too painful to groom, cognitive dysfunction, or depression. A 2021 study in PLOS 1 found that decreased grooming behavior was present in 91% of senior cats with hyperthyroidism, but was attributed to just getting old by owners in 87% of cases. The cats didn't get treated. Their thyroid hormones skyrocketed, and they deteriorated. Here's the crucial part. Hyperthyroidism in senior cats is incredibly treatable when caught early. Medications, diet, or even surgery can completely reverse the decline. But if it's missed because you assume it's just aging, it becomes a chronic, deteriorating condition. The reality? If your senior cat's grooming suddenly decreases and their coat deteriorates, this is not normal aging. This is your cat's body signaling thyroid dysfunction or pain. Schedule a vet visit within 1 week. This could literally add years to your cat's life. Here's what I need you to understand about senior cat behavior changes. Nothing is just getting old. Everything is communication. Every shift in behavior, every change in pattern, every subtle decline. It's your cat's body and brain telling you something is changing medically. We've been conditioned to accept aging as decline. But what we're actually seeing in most of these cases is treatable, manageable medical conditions that we've learned to call normal aging. The 7 behavior changes we just decoded, increased vocalization, litter box issues, disorientation, sleep shifts, appetite changes, aggression, decreased grooming, these aren't inevitable. They're warnings. And here's the beautiful part. When caught early, many of them are incredibly manageable. So tonight, think about your senior cat. Have you noticed any of these changes? And more importantly, have you dismissed them as just old? Because your cat doesn't have unlimited time. And every month you wait thinking it's normal aging might be a month you could have added back. Drop a comment with one behavior change you've noticed in your senior cat, the one you're going to investigate, and subscribe to CreatureCode, because your senior cat is speaking a language of decline and change, and we're here to make sure you understand every word before it's too late.